Welcome to Martinis and Mentors, where real estate pros sip, share, and spill the strategies that actually work. I'm Yvonne Arnold, 40-year veteran realtor, business consultant, and your no BS guide to growing a real estate business that you love. So grab your favorite libation and let's dive in.
Now we're going to talk about where your business actually lives. So Kalie Kinsella helps agents replace old, unorganized systems with clean, functional operations using tools you already know and probably already pay for. Kalie built and scaled a 10-person transaction coordination company, giving her direct insight into what actually works. Today, through Daily Ops Trainer, her business, Kalie teaches agents how to simplify operations, build scalable systems, and reclaim their time. She's going to show you how to turn Google Workspace into an actual operations hub, not a digital junk drawer. So Kalie, let's bring some order to some might have chaos.
I love that. Thank you so much, Yvonne. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. I was so excited to see all of the chat responses on there about, I need to get organized. I need to get organized. I need to get organized. And it tells me something about this crowd already. It tells me that you are dedicated to optimizing your business and a level that's going to truly serve you. I love that. It makes me admire you already. And I'm so excited to dive in with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to do some on the screen. And then I'm also going to do some actual showing you as I'm going along on these tools. Yvonne, can you see my screen okay?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So as we're getting started on this, Google Workspace. Now, if you don't have a Workspace account or you don't know if you do, basically, if you are using an email address that is imthebestrealtor@gmail.com, you do not have a Workspace. If you have abby@imthebestrealtor.com, and you have a custom domain connected, that means you are using a Workspace if you are utilizing the Gmail interface. So the tools I'm going to go over today apply to those who have the Gmail and also those who have the Workspace account. Of course, when Yvonne told me we were going to be doing this over Zoom, it took me a minute. I had to let go of my resentment because Google Meet, of course, is the cousin to Zoom. And I just can't tell Google that I'm actually using Zoom today. So we are going to go over today a few of my top hacks, one of the first things I work with agents on when I'm helping them organize their business utilizing these free tools. Now, shiny object syndrome. I've worked with realtors for 12 years. I know every single one of you has a moment where you're like, oh, I heard about this cool tool. I'm going to go buy it. Oh, I heard about this great tool. I know I already have one that's just like it, but I'm going to replace it with this one because this one will also do my laundry. And then you just grab all these tools, right? And then you end up with all these tools you're paying monthly residuals on and you're not using to the fullest extent that you could, right? So let's talk about some free tools you guys can use. Also, making sure to complement these tools with micro strategies and habits as well to just really work on sustainable daily organization. Okie dokie. Let's start with Gmail. Gmail, right? We love Gmail. It's great. It's your communication hub. It's wonderful. Gmail is for receiving and sending emails and communications, right? Making decisions about what's needed or action items, connecting conversations for next steps. What it's not for storing your reminders via unreading the email that you just read so that you come back to it later so that you don't forget it. Holding your to-dos, being a long-term storage system for you. Gmail's where your messages arrive, but they're not where they should live forever. And that's not where your tasks should be originating from. Should I actually show you guys a little bit? Let's go. Let's go in.
Yes,
all right.
Let's go.
Let's go in. Okay. Welcome to my actual Daily Ops Trainer email inbox. Ta-da! So you guys will see, woohoo, you've read all the messages in your inbox. How many of you would love to have that? Sounds pretty cool, right? And it's possible. So this is my actual Gmail, and this is what I wanted to show you guys a few things on here as well. Since this is being recorded as well, I want you to have a way to go back and review and follow along as well. First action item I ever tell agents on organizing your Gmail inbox is you see all these pretty labels over here? These labels are a way to sort communications into the places they belong so that you have a quick and easy place to reference them as you need to. The first label I always tell agents to create, which I'm going to do right here on this little plus sign, is an operations label. Okay. I am a caps person. So I like to imagine that my folder is screaming at me constantly. Not really, but I'm going to create the first label as operations. Now, what's going to go under this operations tab? Let's talk about that. Anything relating, you'll see I have my operations thing down here. I'm going to actually label it a color so that it stands out for us a little bit. So I've got my operations tab over here. Now, what's going to go underneath this operations tab? I'm going to put any systems or system notifications that I would get that are operationally related to my business. Maybe it's Zillow notifications. You get lead notifications from Zillow. Those are something that you need to be aware of and have a quick and easy reference point. So I would go to create a new label, and I'm just going to call it Zillow. Maybe I could call it Zillow leads, Zillow notifications, whatever you'd like. But the key to this is I'm also going to nest the label under, and I'm going to select the parent label. Well, I just created that operations label right here. So I'm going to nest it under there, and I'm going to hit create. Now you'll see I've nested the Zillow leads underneath my operations tab here. The nice thing about this as well is if I want all my operations to be one color, so it kind of stands out to me, it's aesthetically pleasing, I would just go to that label color and it will ask me, do I want it to label my parent folder as well as the sub-labels? Let's do it. Let's do red. It stands out to us. So this is the first thing I always do with my agents' Gmails is we create an operations folder and we go through. Maybe you have follow-up boss, right? So I'm going to nest all that. I'm going to nest that label underneath my operations because it has to do with my business operations. And then I'm going to make sure that it's the same color as the rest of them for that aesthetic cohesion. And I would keep doing this until I have all of my folders underneath this operations tab. The advanced step to this would be creating filters. We don't have time today, but you guys know where to find me if you need help with that, where all of the emails automatically having to do with that label are going to go in there automatically. For now, though, you get to drag and drop them. So if I go into my everything else, oh, look at that. My Zoom reminder for today's webinar. Wonderful. Let's pretend that that was a follow-up boss email that I needed to make sure I had a place to quickly reference back to. I can just click on it. I hold down my clicker, I drag and I drop. As simple as that. So you can manually organize and shift things where you want. I hope your brain is starting to turn because there are other type of folders you could create. To do today. Maybe you have 20 unread emails. You're sorting through those emails and you think, I have to do this today. Put it and manually drag and drop it into that folder, right? Now you're creating yourself a little to-do list and within your email.
I don't know who else didn't know that you could drag and drop into a folder other than me, but I'm like, holy cow. Okay, that was so stupid, but so cool. So thank you.
It's always the small things, you guys. This stuff is not crazy or hard. It's not difficult. It's those small micro habits, right? This is, I wish I could say we were even.
Thank you, Kat. I'm so glad I'm not alone, Kat.
You are not alone, Kat. Absolutely. This is very common. So we're just scratching the surface here today, right? I wanted to show you also another quick thing that our amazing hostess, Yvonne, had actually asked me to specifically point out. Your communications with your team, with your other operations staff. Maybe you work in a referral network where you have a bunch of people that you need to be in a same communication thread. Guys, those text threads, they can get deleted. Verizon can go out at any minute, as we just learned, and things can get wiped, right? We want to keep our phones really specific for our client usage, right? Our operations can rest in a specific area that's already tied into our business operations communication hub. So on this side panel over here, this is for my workspace users.
Okay, before you say anything, everybody, I want you to raise your hand if you're using WhatsApp for anything. If you're using WhatsApp for anything, raise your hand. So just say yes in the chat. Yes, I use WhatsApp.
Or a yes, Facebook Messenger group.
Or, yeah, Facebook Messenger group. Exactly. Yes, we We have some no's, but lots of yeses. You're never going to use WhatsApp again when Kalie shows you this. So go for it, Kalie.
So within Google Workspace, the @Gmail, you're going to have some limitations. Now, it is very easy to migrate from an @Gmail into a workspace. Talk to me about that later. But in this side panel here, you see we have our mail, we have our chat, and we have our meet. These should be defaulted on your Gmail panel. If it's not, you can absolutely make sure that it is show up in the settings section. You can also chat GPT or Google how to find that. So over here, we have our chat section. Now, the amazing thing about our chat section is that, yes, we understand, Gemini. So the amazing thing about chat is that you can do direct messages where it's between you and one other person, and they do not have to be in your workspace. I can have a chat with Yvonne, and her and I are not in the same workspace. Okay. It's all based on the email. So if I wanted to have in maybe a leadership, maybe it's a referral partner of yours that you guys send leads back and forth, you can also create spaces. Now, spaces is your group chat destination, which is amazing. I'll give you a small example. So this is a daily ops training that I had a group chat with a partner collaborator that we were working on. Inside this group chat, we can have as many people as we want, and we are able to add tasks to each other. We can assign tasks to each other, right? So I can add a task to a space and assign another member of that space to a specific thing. So how many of you have an assistant, a TC, an ops person you're working with, and all of your best ideas come around 9:30 at night, and you immediately grab your phone and you're texting them, and your ops person is like, oh my goodness, go to bed. I am not working. I understand it's important. You got to get it out, but my God, leave me alone. Well, this is a place now that you can go and add all of those thoughts, all of those ideas, all of those things that you need to assign to somebody within your space. So I wanted to touch on the ability to do chat and to be able to create spaces, group messaging very simply within the Google platform. I also want to encourage you, you're not going to break Google. Go and click on things. I promise you, Google servers are very resilient. They will not implode by you doing anything. So go start clicking on things, see what they do, find out. That's one of the best ways of discovering. I promise you're not going to break anything.
So some people will say they keep using WhatsApp because they do it with foreign investor type buyers or things like that and clients. I would just challenge people that you could do it with chat as well, and probably be less spammy because WhatsApp is full of spam. So,
and it's based on their email address. So WhatsApp goes on based the phone number. This is based on the email address. So there really shouldn't be any differences in terms of the usage of it. So yes, WhatsApp is great for, understand international communications. It's very helpful. But at the end of the day, we're making sure that your business operations and your time management is dialed in. So let's train people how to treat us and work with us, right? Making sure that we're always looking at this lens as a CEO. That is Gmail. That is just a few quick things that I wanted to point out with you because we have so many other tools to dial in on, and I want to make sure that I get to all of them within my time frame. Okay. Now you'll see this magical little thing over here called tasks or task lists. The way that I would access it would be on this far right side panel. If you do not see the far right side panel, go down to the very bottom right corner and make sure that the show side panel is toggled on. It's a little mini arrow. You just click on that. And if you need it out of your purview because you need fuller screen, then you can do so. But underneath the tasks, I'm going to go to this blue circle with the blue check mark. Tasks. Oh, so near and dear to my heart, you guys. This is my brain. This is my follow-ups. This is my reminder. What is tasks for? Tasks is for your action items, your follow-ups, things you must get done on a specific day, a specific time. Maybe it's repeatable things. Maybe you need to send a report to your broker once a week, whatever it could be for you. Tasks is not a place for notes, your big projects with lots of details, scheduling meetings. If it requires action, it goes in tasks. And we want to think in terms of your small day-to-day things. Your tasks is really going to be any time that you would go and grab a notepad and a pen. And yes, I know you all have at least 2 coffee stain notebooks between your car and your house. Don't even lie to me. But every time you would go to grab that, you're going to grab your phone because it's an app. and you're just going to click on the app and you're going to add your task in. And then it's going to live update on your computer screen. So when you get back to your office, it's going to be right there for you, nestled right along the side panel for you. And if you guys want to see something extra cool, let me show you this really quick. On this email right here, okay? So this is a wonderful reminder because Yvonne really dials in on her organization. She's so effective and efficient, such a great standard for us. So at the top, you'll notice a little button at the top of every email that you open. It is a little circle with a checkbox that strangely enough resembles the tasks icon. If I were to just click this button, look what happens. It created a task for me with the title of that email. Now, the title of that email may not be exactly what I need to do, so maybe I'm going to change it, right? Maybe I'm going to say, follow up with Yvonne. Great. When do I need to do it? Do I have a specific date and time? I don't have to, but maybe I'll just do this for tomorrow, just so that I'm remembering it. So I'm going to put this for tomorrow. Now, when tomorrow shows up and you go to look at this task list and you're like, follow up with Yvonne, what does that even mean? Well, look at this. Because we created a task out of the email is linked to it. So I could be in my inbox just looking at all the things, right? I go to my task list, I click on where the little email icon is, and it's going to pull up that email, the original email, so you can get your bearings about what the context is of this follow-up. You guys, this is amazing. So small, so simple, but sometimes it's the simplest things that are the most life-changing, right? So tasks is amazing. Another great thing about tasks, how many of you like your emotional support tabs? You have 50 tabs open. I get it. Okay. I cannot live that way. But if I wanted to live that way, if you needed to have your tasks resting on a separate space, maybe you just want it out of your email. You're like, it's kind of clogging my email. I need it separate. You have the ability to become full screen, right? Just clicking this button right here, which will turn it into your full screen. Now you can see you can create multiple types of lists. The very first thing that I tell my clients to do when they are working on creating their first task area is I say, just take 10 minutes and write or create as many tasks as you can of things on your brain that you're like, I know I need to do this. I know I need to do this. Little quick things, the little quick reminders, quick things. Take 10 minutes, brain dump it, throw it all in tasks, right? The first exercise we do. So I want to encourage you. This is something that you can do today. Your first action item, create a list. A list will already default for you. It just says my tasks. Go into my tasks, create all of those little things, grab those 15 coffee stained notebooks and take out all of those follow-ups, to-dos, reminders, tasks, and throw them all in tasks. Now you have a digital, mobile friendly checklist that will go with you everywhere. This is great for your client follow-up. This is great for making sure you keep a list of maybe sniper clients. Maybe you just met that seller at the post office and she mentioned she might be wanting to list her home in a couple weeks and we're going to need to send her a CMA. All sorts of those kind of things, right, come into play. Tasks. It's amazing, you guys. Isn't it great? Oh, it's so cool. I love it. This stuff is so exciting.
I have a couple of questions for you before you move away from that.
Okay.
So, Maylin has a free Gmail account. She has Google Chat access, but she doesn't have it on the left side panel. Is that a paid account feature?
It should not be a paid account feature. She probably will not have access to spaces. It may be a paid account feature now because they've just adjusted a few things. I would have to look at her account specifically and make sure her settings are toggled on properly. But that is something. Spaces does not come for the free Gmail, but she should have chat capabilities there on that side panel. So that could be something I'd work with her one-on-one.
Ryan asks, tasks are a great tool, but how do you integrate it with your team? He's currently using Monday.com for operations. Do you assign tasks to admin or team members in tasks?
So what you would do with that instead, here would be the workaround for Monday's a great system.
I have a little bit of a tip. I mean, Monday, if you're growing a big team, Monday is going to be more robust for what you're trying to accomplish. For if you're running operations and you're running transactions and all that other stuff on there. Where chat comes in, it basically takes the place of Slack because now you're going to build those team groups and you could actually build them inside the spaces section is what I'm thinking. Would that be right, Kalie?
Yes, in Spaces, you have the ability to add anyone into your team and assign tasks directly. Those assigned tasks will rest in your Spaces, but also will automatically go on the assignees task list as well. So that is a great way. But my next tool I'm going to show you might be a little bit more Monday-esque and might have a little bit more towards what you are looking to accomplish. So I'll hopefully be able to address that on the next tool.
Go for it.
Perfect. Okay. Great questions, you guys. I love it. So you guys are paying attention. That's exciting. Is it because I'm screaming? Because I tend to scream. Just when I'm excited, though. All right. So let's talk about my next favorite tool with Google is Google Tasks. Think of tasks, Google Keep. Google Keep is your replacement of sticky notes, is what it's most known for. This is more going to be for capturing your thoughts, writing down client details, storing ideas, notes, reminders about structure. The amazing thing about tasks as well is its collaboration abilities. So if you had an ongoing operations projects list, here's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it by typing, right? You can do it by typing. You can add notes in there. You can add all sorts of things. But also, if you needed to, you could also create checkboxes where you have actual checklists. Ready? Are we ready for the dopamine hit? Here it comes. Ready? Oh, one completed task. Feels good, right? So this is a way that you'll be able to share and do multiple things. And you notice there's multiple ways to create labels over here of different things. You could have a label per project. You could have a label per group that you're working with. And to answer the gentleman's question from previously, the collaborator this is where you can add people that will be shared this keep with them, and they will be able to live update it on their end. So you guys will always see each other. I actually tested it with a client of mine, and I was watching her type on my end of the other side. So it's that quick of a refresh. So with this, it's also a good replacement if you guys are Trello users or Monday.com, Airtable. It's got a lot of those pieces. Now, when a lot of agents try to put all the pieces and all the tools together to have them work together, there is a way to create more of an ecosystem within Google Workspace that does require a bit of an advanced build out using some scripting and coding and stuff like that. So if we need to talk about that, we absolutely can. But this is great, you guys, especially if I always tell my clients the first keep note they want to create is a sniper client list, right? A sniper list. Maybe it's those buyers that you met last week at brunch and you want to follow up with them, but you just take a quick note in your phone because your notebook's probably not with you. You take a quick note on their phone. You get their phone number. You get their information. They're looking for 4 bedrooms. The wife is pregnant 3 months. So that's something you can remember on your rapport building conversations with them. Any type of notes at all, you can keep those, right? See what I did there? Keep those. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Keep. I love that. So, okay, Kalie, we have to start to wrap it up. I have one more question because this was a good one. And it was, does the tasks or any of these things, do they tie directly to your calendar if you want them to show up on the calendar?
They absolutely do. Let me show you how. So with your tasks, so I went ahead and put this for a follow-up with Yvonne for tomorrow. So if I go to my Google Calendar, the first thing you're going to want to make sure is on this left side panel, make sure your tasks down under my calendars is toggled on. Otherwise, you will not see your tasks on the calendar. So you need to make sure tasks is toggled on. Make sure at the top right that you are logged into the appropriate account. And then tomorrow, you'll see here's my follow-up with Yvonne. There's my task sitting right up here. I can either mark it as completed. I can change the date. I can add a time to it. So let's say I need to do it from 1 to 2. You can do that.
So that kind of answered Bill Butler's because Bill said he needs a task app that will hammer him on the phone with a reminder that I'm able to snooze. So yes, that is the one you want to use, Bill. So, all right. Any of the other questions that you guys may have for Kalie? She's, I think, going to stay a little longer here on the call, so she'll be answering them in the chat for you, or you can reach out to her actually direct. So we're going to continue moving along on this rapid fire program. So, all right, I love it. Google Workspace is magical, and I'm still learning a lot of it. Somebody asked me the other day if I would recommend Google Workspace over Microsoft and all that. And I say absolutely, because I know it's like, oh, because it's small business, real estate agent business friendly, and so many pieces to it. So you guys, Kalie is your girl for Workspace.
If you got value from today's episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a round of real talk and real estate wisdom. And if you're loving the show, leave a review. It helps more people like you find us. Until next time, keep shaking things up, stay profitable, and always remember, a great real estate business is like a great martini, well crafted, smooth, and best enjoyed with good company. Cheers.